playoff games and how watching it, you understand that how important game records are. Even before the playoff, the divisional round, the wild card round, I've been on this. I want a game record. You need an edge rusher. This is what I've been saying. Listen, Kyle Hamilton, if you trade back, yes, maybe that's Kyle Hamilton's the best player if you trade back. I like Nakobe Dean, personally, depends how far you trade back. But if you're staying at number 2, I don't see how you don't take Aiden or Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, you pick your choice. I'm not going to really argue. It's a pointless debate. Are Aiden or Kayvon? They're both going to be their own type of players, very different players, but both very good players. That's kind of the way I'm going. I'm not going secondary. Maybe it's because I have slight PTSD from the Jeff Okudah draft pick, but at the same time, it's understanding where you need to build from. And we've been building from the trenches. It's been consistent. You drafted 2 defensive tackles last year, and this year I think it's a perfect time. You have 2 great edge rushers. You have the 2nd overall pick. You have a pick of one of the 2. As long as the Lions don't trade back, I like Kayvon or Aiden. It does not matter to me. The game record is so important right now. Look at Aaron Glenn. Look at what he's been able to do with UDFAs, guys that, unproven, coming in, having one of their best years. That's what I look for. I'm expecting a Kayvon or an Aiden to come in and just develop and get better and better and be able to really, if you want to contend for any division, you need to get after the quarterback. That's a fact. And you had Romeo Okwara. He's great. Julian Okwara, he's great. But you don't have a dominant edge rusher, and that's what this team's missing, and that's the start to building any team. Look, you don't have a Chase Young this year, but Washington, look what Chase Young did to Washington. Look what Myles Garrett did to Cleveland. These guys are important around the NFL. You need a pass rusher to win, especially in the postseason. So to me, listen, yes, Kyle Hamilton, flashy, you love him. But at the same time, a for sure pick who I know isn't going to be a complete bust is either Kayvon or Aiden. I mean, listen, Kyle, I don't think is going to be a bust, but I'm not sold on drafting Kyle Hamilton at number 2, number 3, or even number 4, to be honest. I mean, at this point, if you want to trade back to 5, 6, then yeah, of course. You look at those types of players, 4, 5, whatever. But for me, if you're staying at 2, no way in hell. I'm sticking with the edge rushers. That's what I've been on this whole entire couple months, ever since the Lions, we found out they were getting the 2nd overall pick. So I'm sticking with Kayvon or Aiden, and I'm not changing my opinion on that.
Oof. Let's see. So I brought this up yesterday. Does Kyle Hamilton stop Cooper Kupp? Does Kyle Hamilton stop anybody?
Those guys are going to get open.
Or change the game or win the game? Why were the Rams able to beat the Buccaneers, especially early on, outside of Matthew Stafford and the offense clicking?
Getting after Tom Brady.
Yep. Jalen Ramsey, the best corner in football, arguably the best secondary player in football, got beat multiple times. And he got beat deep for a touchdown by Mike Evans. In today's NFL, you aren't allowed to touch these wide receivers. Cornerback, probably the hardest position on the defensive side of the ball, then safety. Safety, you're doing run support and pass support. And look, Kyle Hamilton, again, long legs, tall, can cover sideline to sideline. It's all nice. He'll make big plays. He's going to be a fantastic player.
Right.
I hope the divisional round taught you something. You get to the quarterback, you have a chance to win the football game. Titans got to Burrow 9 times, they had a chance to win that football game. The Rams got to Tom Brady, they won the football game. And they had a chance to. The Bengals had a chance to win the football game because they got to Ryan Tannehill, forced pressure and forced turnovers. You know what covers up a bad secondary? A great pass rush.
Yep.
Should they draft Kyle Hamilton at number 2? I'm starting to move off it, honestly. I don't like it.
Were you ever on it?
You know what? Yeah, a little bit. It started to make sense for me a little bit. He is the best defensive prospect. Him and Kayvon Thibodeau. It's not even close. But man, look where the NFL is going. It's becoming more and more of a quarterback-driven league. How do you limit or affect the opposing team's quarterback? You get to him. You put pressure on him. Why did Michigan beat Ohio State this year? Because Aiden Hutchinson pressured C.J. Stroud 15 times. That's why. Affected the throws. That is why you take an edge rusher, whether it's Aiden or Thibodeau. I prefer Thibodeau at the moment. But it's tough for me to be sold on Hamilton at number 2. It's tough. And the money I'm going to have to pay him. That's a factor, guys. Now, if you trade back to 5 or 6 and you can get Kyle Hamilton, he's on the board and the edge rushers are gone, hey, I won't say a word. But damn, you're going to trade back to get a guy at number 6.
Right.
That's going to make what impact for you?
Better be damn good.
He better be Ed Reed.
Yeah.
Especially at number 2.
And look around the league. Where was Tyrann Mathieu drafted?
Where was
Third
Antoine
round.
Winfield Jr.? Oh, he was behind Cooper. Oh, he was catching up to Cooper Kupp on that Matthew Stafford dime.
Yeah.
Where was Kevin Byard? Best safety in the NFL. Where was Tyrann Mathieu against the Bills? They gave up, what, 36 points?
But where were those guys drafted?
Second, third round.
There you
Oh,
go.
I know, Jeff. Believe
Yeah.
I know.
Just to make sure they know as well.
Yeah, I know. Get the edge rusher. Maul the opposing team's quarterback. You'll have a better chance to win.
100%.
It's so tough. It's so tough for me to take a safety at number 2. I won't do it. I refuse to do it. I don't think it's the right
Let's
move.
say they trade back to like 5. You
But
still
what-
like...
At what cost? What am I getting at 5? I don't know what picks I'm getting. Am I getting a future or am I getting another one in that draft? Is somebody giving me 2 first-round picks in this current draft? I'll do the deal. Am I getting a 1 for the next year? Okay, sure, but I'm really leaving my defense out to dry because I'm not going to be able to get an edge rusher at 5 or 6. I'm going to have to take the safety. I still won't have an edge rush. And who am I getting in free agency before the draft that's going to be able to compensate for that? Who? You need a good pass rush. You just do. You're going to rely on Trey Flowers? Last I checked, they're likely going to cut him so they can sign some key players.
And he's not that guy either. Gets
And he
that
hasn't
quarter-
proven it.
Yeah. Oof. If you take an edge rusher, he has to be Lawrence Taylor or he's a bust too.
No, I don't think so.
I don't
think
I
so.
don't agree with that.
Myles Garrett is not Lawrence Taylor. Is he a bust? No. Give me a Myles Garrett. Give me a Joey Bosa, taken at number 2, number 3. Give me a Nick Bosa, taken at number 3. Give me a Chase Young, taken at number 2. Give me one of those guys that's a successful draft pick. Chase Young, obviously the season-ending injury, that was unfortunate. But you could all see the talent.
Yeah.
Stop the nonsense.
And look what those types of
Come
guys.
on, Funky. You're usually spot on with this. Come on, buddy. I don't know where you're going here. I don't know where you're going here with this.
Because I get the
Help me
point.
out, Funky.
I
I'm
get
not
the point he
understanding.
was making prior. He said, if you're drafting Thibodeau at 2, he's talking about the Hamilton thing. He goes, where was Watt drafted? And I get that. But
TJ Watt fell to 30. Where was JJ Watt taken?
There.
Chase Young, Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa, Myles Garrett. These guys are always taken at the top of the board. Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm not taking Kyle Hamilton at number 2. You go find me the safety in the NFL that's going to be able to cover Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, hell, even Odell Beckham. They can cover him some portions of the game, but the wide receiver always has the advantage.
Yeah.
Why? He knows what route he is coming, he knows what route he is running. And the secondary player reacts to the wide receiver. That's tough. He's already at a disadvantage. Oof. I don't see them taking Hamilton, nor do I want them taking Hamilton. Whether they take Hutchinson or Thibodeau is up to them. I'm in the Thibodeau camp right now.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm leaning.
So I'm going to lean Kayvon Thibodeau. I really am.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, Detroit. If you think for a second I'm going to buy in, all in, on taking Kyle Hamilton number 2. And again, people, I really do my best here to help you understand the optics of what you ask for and the consequences they have. Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell draft Kyle Hamilton number 2 overall. And by year 2, he's not an almost all-pro player? What is your reaction going to be? What do you think the front office and the organization are going to feel? Oh, wow, while Kayvon Thibodeau and maybe Aiden Hutchinson are getting 9.5, 10 sacks. You beat a league that's driven by the quarterback by getting to the quarterback.